Hi, this is Katie, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And today I wanted to talk about practice wins. So I could have said like practicing your wins, but that's not what this is about. I want to see if you can look at winning through practicing, I guess is the best way to put that. Like, how can we look at practicing as something that helps us grow, as something that helps us get closer to our goals, and also makes it look at it doesn't always have to be successful, like this amazing practicing, this like constant better and better for you to win at what you're doing. And again, I'll phrase winning as in you are feeling good about yourself, you're feeling good about the situation and how everything is progressing, and knowing that there are setbacks. So that's how I count wins. So it's not like team sports where you have to win a game to proceed further. It's not about that. It's about feeling really good in your heart and feeling good about the progress that you're making. So there are several different factors to this of setting up practicing as something that feels really positive in your life. Sometimes it's the way that we are tracking our progress, and we can get into kind of an all or nothing thinking if we want to do something every single day and we miss a day. So if we're missing that day, does that mean like we should stop, that this isn't working? Like, what does that mean? What does that information mean when you miss a day? Well, sometimes you can look back and see that that day was overbooked, or maybe you didn't have the energy to do things. Maybe something came up that totally derailed everything. There are emergencies. Maybe the family didn't sleep well, and so your next morning, during your morning routine, you really wanted to do something and add something to your routine. Well, life happens, right? There's so many factors to how life can interrupt our plans for that. But if we measure that in a different way, if we're saying like, well, over the course of this week or month, I'm going to average out. So like having, 3 out of the 7 days that I'm going to accomplish this, that gives you wiggle room to go, well, I couldn't do it this day, but I could do it the next day. And then you can kind of think, well, then I might keep procrastinating and never do it. So you'll have to ask yourself, like, maybe there's a reason why I'm procrastinating. Sometimes it's that inexperience that we don't know how it's going to feel doing it that often. Sometimes it's making the goal too big, that even though it may seem like, okay, well, everyone else is doing it this way, I should be able to do that way. No, let's just cut that conversation out. You are your own being. You are going to do it your way. So making the goal as small of a first step as possible, and making it more of an average of the day or the week or the month. Think about it as averages, and it gives you a whole lot more room to go, you know what, I'm doing this when it feels good to me. There can also be a lot of struggle that when you're adopting something new into your life, if you have not really experienced how your body feels, if it's like an exercise or something, or if it's working more hours or tending to certain things that takes a lot of bodily energy, maybe it doesn't feel right at first. Maybe it just feels really uncomfortable. And so how do we introduce our body to something very slowly so that it can get used to this new goal that you have, and knowing that you're not going to lead to burnout? So there's like slow ramping into it, but then also recognizing, is this a goal that I really want to have, or am I doing this because everyone else does it? Is this a goal that's going to get me closer to a certain state, a certain way of life, a certain like long-term goal that I want? Is this something I'm adopting into my life forever? Is this short-term? There's many different factors in that. But really centering on like, does this feel uncomfortable in my body and why? And questioning why, and like having like going, okay, this is feeling uncomfortable. What kind of support do I need? So it could be that you need someone else to support you. Maybe you need an accountability person. Maybe you need your friend to do it with you so that you're both doing it together. Maybe you need some scientific facts, like what you're tracking is like making a difference. And sometimes goals like that don't show up for a while. It could be that you're not going to get immediate satisfaction out of it, and that it's going to be a very long-term thing where you start seeing effects much later in time. So to keep that in mind and going, okay, is that part of my struggle that I'm not seeing an immediate result? So when you are trying to tackle this, when you are trying to introduce this into your routines and schedules and things, like how can we put that alongside another thing that you do really well so that you do have success? How can, pairing it with something that you already do maybe provides less struggle, less friction, and provides like just more success overall. And that's, called habit stacking, where you have, hey, I make my coffee. Maybe the new thing is taking your blood pressure, and maybe not having coffee and blood pressure right next to each other is the best idea. But you understand what I mean? Like maybe you drink some water, then you take your blood pressure, then you like go for a walk, and you're adding in that new habit of taking your blood pressure. Well, stacking it so that there's a definite, like maybe you put a sticky note on the glass of water. So as you're getting that, you're like, okay, I'm going to go do that next. Having like everything set up so you can do that new routine, that new activity is really important as well. So whether it's just the blood pressure machine is like right there waiting for you, and it's so easy. You want to take out any frictions you have, for at least as much as you can, any frictions towards this new routine, this new item in your routine, and then possibly reward yourself afterwards. And then it doesn't have to be food or money or anything or an item. It can be something enjoyable that you do. So overall, with all of these things, I want you to try to approach yourself with grace and compassion. Like, it is not easy to introduce something new into your life. And so viewing everything as like, this is practice. Practice means that I'm going to fail sometimes. Practice means that I'm trying something new. Practice means like, I may feel uncomfortable. Practice means I need extra support. Practice means that I am getting slowly further in my goals, and practice can be beautiful. So I hope that helps a little bit, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast.